How's it going, guys? Hope you're having a good Tuesday morning, and hopefully you are keeping yourselves busy. And we have some more details about NASCAR Heat 5. Some of the details include all the features that are basically on the back of the box, kind of what are they trying to push to market the game, and also pre-order bonuses. What do you get with the gold edition? Is it going to be worth it? And the price of the game. So let's get right into it. This all comes from GameStop.com, which has all of this listed. So they have the NASCAR Heat 5 Gold Edition, which is $69.99. So they're going to keep the same $49.99 price for the Standard Edition. So if you want to buy Standard Edition, $50, Gold Edition, $70. If you pre-order NASCAR Heat 5 Standard or Gold, you receive a free career booster pack and in-game cash. So what it says here is pre-order NASCAR Heat 5 and receive a free career booster pack and in-game cash to build your own team, a Sunoco livery for Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series, additional cash boost of $125,000 in career, and improved contract offering in career up to Tier 4. The optional career booster means you will receive a contract offer from a higher tier team in whichever series you choose to begin your career. Additionally, the in-game cash will kick in to start the creation of your own team. The good news here is there's some mention of career mode and apparently a Sunoco livery, which I don't know if that's part of career mode or not. But the bad news is it doesn't seem like career mode's all that different. You can still create your own team, which we had in Heat 4. Maybe it'll be a little bit tweaked and upgraded, hopefully. I'm begging. But other than that, it looks like just a little free money kind of thing. And like I said in Heat 4, the money doesn't mean anything because you just build up money, and then you just kind of spend it. So I'm hoping, I could be wrong. There's still a 50% chance I'm wrong here and that there's actually expenses now in career mode. But it looks like if you just pre-order, you get that extra little boost so you don't have to grind as hard. You could just create your own team, get the pit crew going, get the equipment going, instead of just kind of grinding for it. So that's what I'm assuming it's going to be like, but again, I don't know. There could be an improvement into where you actually have to have weekly costs, so that way the money isn't just like just get a ton of it and then just spend it all. Hopefully it's not like that, but we'll see. So that is the pre-order if you just pre-order each game, okay? Now let's go to the details of what does it list as your back of the box details. So this is what GameStop has, and let's read it. So experience the raw power and exhilaration of stock car racing with NASCAR Heat 5, the video game officially licensed by NASCAR. NASCAR Heat 5 includes all the drivers' teams' cars from the Cup Series. We know this, blah, 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 blah. Host of improvements over the previous games, including better AI, player DNF, so DNF, that was not in the previous games, you can now DNF. More player cameras, wondering what that could be. An all-new test session mode, which is one of the new features that we've seen. And an online challenge mode. NASCAR Heat 5 is a must-have for racing fans. The immersive career mode allows you to work your way to the top, starting in the Extreme Dirt Tour Series and moving through the NASCAR Truck, Xfinity, until you reach the pinnacle NASCAR Cup. Doesn't sound anything different there. Alternatively, you can choose to dive straight into the big time. Again, nothing different from NASCAR Heat 4. Online races allow up to 40 players. Nothing different there. The technology that helps to power the eNASCAR Heat Pro League, which gives you the chance to drive for one of the real-world NASCAR teams on the esports stage. Local multiplayer is also available in 2-player split screen, which again was also in NASCAR Heat 4. What I'm getting at here is it seems like there's a lot of things here that have been in Heat 4 that are coming to Heat 5 with a few additions. Player DNFs, if that's something you really wanted. I don't think that's a main feature you should be trying to market, but it's a feature. You can now, maybe your car catches on fire and you can't finish the race. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully the damage model is improved. More player cameras could be something in there. I think we have about 4 or 5 cameras right now. Maybe I would like one not on the hood, but on the roof of the car that shows the windshield. Kind of, it was very similar to, I think it was NASCAR 2005 Chase the Cup. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but the one on the hood and not on the one on the roof and not on the hood. It was either Thunder 2004 or Chase for the Cup 2005, whichever one, I can't remember right now. But also NASCAR Inside Line had one of the best camera shots when it was on the roof of the car. I love that camera shot. That's the one I want in this game. So now let's go to the features. What is going to be different here? On the top, they put career mode, which makes me happy, but there's nothing really here that shows it's anything different. Progress through the feeder series. We know this. Reach the Cup Series or jump right in and start at the top. Okay. Improved stats. Track your progress through career mode with more detailed and improved statistics, offering far more insight. We have to wait and see what does that mean, and at what level are we talking about here? Doesn't it actually affect the career mode? Is there retirements? I don't know how that works, so we'll see. I know there are certain people that really love the stats. For me, It's not the biggest deal. I mean, I just want more features in there, so we'll see. If that is the biggest improvement to career mode and nothing else is going there, then I think that's a little bit of a disappointment. But again, only 10 months between Heat 4 and Heat 5. Gameplay enhancements, improved AI, which I like. More player camera options and DNFs, so those are the main gameplay enhancements. Nothing about the physics, but I think the physics took a massive leap from Heat 3 to Heat 4 that I am not that bugged about the physics not really being tweaked that much. I'm sure it's going to be tweaked. I'm sure it's going to drive a little bit differently, but don't expect anything too much on the physics side. Because they did focus on that a lot from Heat 3 to Heat 4. A brand new testing mode, so this is one of their main features that they're adding on. Perfect your racing lines and experiment to find the best car setup for each track. This is a nice addition. I wish it wasn't one of the main new additions to a game, but it's now in the game. Hopefully it will be in the game for future iterations. The reason why I say that is because you could just go to a random racetrack, and yes, even though the other AI are around, you can still test with other cars in a single player mode. I don't find this to be a massive deal, but it depends on what you want. If you want to be like a professional esports racer, then yeah, you probably need testing mode. I hope they can get it to where the car handles exactly the same in testing mode as it does online. I know NASCAR 09 had a problem with that. If you guys remember NASCAR 09 online, the car handled differently than when the car was in offline testing mode. So we'll see if they could perfect that. Challenge mode, a brand new online challenge mode, gives you unique race scenarios to complete with a variety of gameplay. I don't really know what they mean there. I think they're going to have to show that off a little bit. Do you race with other people online in this challenger mode? And we'll see how that goes. All the official tracks, including 5 fictional dirt tracks, are in the game, 34 total. Nothing different from Heat 4. Multiplayer, race online with up to 40 players, or split screen. Esports support, which again, very few of you are going to be able to take part of that, but when you want to, that's there for you as well. Exclusive content. The Tony Stewart Gold Edition features an exclusive selection of his cars and spotter audio, which we will get to that in a second. And last but not least, I find it really funny that this is at the bottom. Paint booth. Even more enhancements, including new number fonts and schemes. I can tell you right now, Paint Booth is not going to be very different. Maybe you'll get a few different paint scheme designs and maybe a few different number fonts, but other than that, I don't think Paint Booth is going to be very different. It's not what you think it is. The words Paint Booth are on there, but it's not a paint booth. At least the one that we've been asking for many years now. And the one that I put at the top of my list for Heat 5, but you have to wait a little bit longer. Let's move on to the Gold Edition. What does the Tony Stewart Gold Edition have? So, celebrate the career of NASCAR Hall of Famer Tony Stewart with the Gold Edition of NASCAR Heat 5. Gold Edition players will have Tony as an option for an in-game spotter, an exclusive career contract offer from Stewart Haas Racing, classic Tony Stewart paint schemes, and the season pass. So you get 3 times Tony Stewart liveries, including his 2011 Office Depot Championship livery and his 2016 Homestead Finale livery. So if Tony Stewart is your favorite driver, probably going to be nice to have those. All new Tony Stewart spotter audio. Maybe he'll yell at you and say to go in a figure 8. We never know. Contract offer from Stewart Haas. So if you wanted to go straight to the Cup Series, if you get the Gold Edition, you don't really have to grind at all. You could just go straight into Stewart Haas, be in a race-winning car, and try to win the championship. And before you make your own team, you get 1.4 million in game currency. So that is for the career mode. So that is a lot of money to basically create your own team. And the season pass, which is 4 times of DLC packs that will be released throughout the year. And those are all the back of the box features for NASCAR Heat 5. If you guys want my honest opinion, I will give you my honest opinion. I do not kiss butt around here. I've been saying I was hoping NASCAR Heat 5 would be a major step forward in career mode. It became very clear when we saw the release date that that was not going to be the case. This game is being, I wouldn't say being rushed out, but they're definitely aiming for an earlier release date. I'm hoping to focus on the next gen consoles coming up next year. That is my hope, but what this really feels like right now is they just had to get another game out on the last gen, but they didn't want to put all their resources into it. And it looks like, just if I'm being honest, this is very close to a reskin. It's not exactly a reskin because, again, you're getting the new cars, you're getting the new teams, even though that is a reskin. The physics of the game were already pretty decent, so you can't complain about that. My biggest disappointment is that career mode, it doesn't look like, I'm holding a sliver of hope that there's going to be something that interests me in career mode that's going to make me want to play it this year. But it doesn't look like career mode's all that different. And when your biggest feature is a test session, that's not, I mean, a game mode where you just drive around the track by yourself to focus on lap times, that doesn't sound like a good pushing main feature. I mean, other than that, when you look at the features, that is the biggest mode, is the testing mode. Maybe also the challenge mode, that it's online. I don't know how that's going to work, but after a few hours, that probably gets old as well. So there's not a main feature they could hook on. I always emphasize that when you put out a new game, you need a main feature, and usually most of the time that main feature to push is career mode. Career mode is very popular. But for example, when I recommended my Heat 5 wishlist, I said paint booth because I know how big the paint booth would be to the community, and I felt like they had to go with either upgrade career mode significantly or upgrade the paint booth. And I feel like what they are doing is they are focusing on the next gen consoles. Now this puts a lot of pressure on them because as developers at 704, again, they moved everything in house, so I think that also explains the lack of improvements here, is that they left Monster Games, moved everything in house. That transition takes time, hiring all those people take time, and in addition to move the release date up to July, there just wasn't enough time to do anything. So I understand that. I don't really agree with it, but I understand it. I would have much rather had this game come out in November or September where it normally does. I know that's the end of the season, but I would rather have had that. Unless they come out and say we're focusing on next gen, then yeah, then that'll be okay. They won't say that, of course. They're gonna try to push this game as much as possible. In my honest opinion, if you have Heat 4 and you like it, then you should get Heat 5 because it's gonna be very much the same game with minor improvements, and if it's minor improvements, it's better than Heat 4. So if you like Heat 4 and you want a game that has minor improvements and you're willing to spend the $50, then go get it. Another reason why I would recommend going to buy this game, looking at the details in the feature list, is to support the developers, and you kind of have to trust them. You have to trust them that they will come through with what you guys want. I've seen multiple times of multiple Q&As where they say that's in our long-term vision, and they haven't been able to get to it yet. And I do understand patience is wearing a little bit thin because it's been multiple years now. I mean, this is the 5th game, 5 years, and there's still no paint booth. Career mode is still very lackluster in features. There are things that are missing that I felt like we should have gotten in by now. So another reason I would buy this game is just to support the developers. Same as like if you supported me as a YouTube content creator, you supported a Twitch streamer, you support them. I would say you also support the developer. On the face of it, this does look like a little bit of a cash grab. Just get the game out, last game on last gen, make the money real quick, use those resources into next gen. But this puts a lot of pressure on that next gen game. That next gen game is going to have to be really, really good and have significant improvements, because this game does not have significant improvements as we look at the feature list. Hopefully when we see gameplay and some new stuff that maybe I'll be a little bit wrong, and we'll see some great features and some new improvements, especially in the AI. Hopefully the AI is improved and are a little bit more aggressive. So we'll see how that goes. And that is all for me. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Comment down below what are your honest opinions on the game. I'm still going to play it. I feel like if you are a NASCAR fan, I would still recommend it. Also, if you want to support the developers, I would recommend buying it for that reason as well. And if you like NASCAR Heat 4, you have fun racing with your friends, you should go buy NASCAR Heat 5. The one thing I just don't want this franchise turning into is something like FIFA or Madden, where the game never improves year by year. And we're getting to that point where I saw improvements in Heat 3 to Heat 4, but career mode wasn't changed. And now I see minor improvements from Heat 4 to Heat 5, but career mode wasn't changed. And if Heat 6 career mode isn't changed, I'm going to come out with my riot sticks and pitchforks, and I'm not buying Heat 6 if career mode isn't changed, or if a paint booth's not in there. It becomes time where you can't just keep releasing a game every year and not putting the major improvements that you need to put into. So hopefully the developers will listen in the future, and they will put in those major improvements that many of you guys I know have been asking for, including myself, and hopefully we can do that. I'll see you guys later. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you are not already. Links are in the description below. Stay safe and enjoy yourselves. Peace out.